Capitalizing on the opportunity to make his case for re-election before a captivated Super Bowl pregame audience, the anointed one told NBC's Matt Lauer why he thinks he deserves 4 more wonderful years. Let's take a look.
I deserve a second term, but we're not done. We've made progress, and the key right now is just make sure that we don't start turning in a new direction that could throw that progress off.
Now, then this morning, the president refused to accept any responsibility for not delivering on his political promises of hope and change, but instead of blaming his usual culprit, President George W. Bush, well, this time he pointed his finger at our founding fathers. It's their fault. Listen to this.
What's frustrated people is that I have not been able to force Congress to implement every aspect of what I said in 2008. Well, you know, it turns out that our founders designed a system that makes it more difficult to bring about change than I would like sometimes.
Yeah, the thing called the Constitution gets in the way. Joining me now with reaction, the author of Demonic, one and only, Ann Coulter. I just can't believe the arrogance. I mean, you know, look, I'd like to go a lot further. I got everything I wanted in my first 2 years. It's not my fault. It's you know, those founders and framers, those guys.
And Ruth Bader Ginsburg abroad criticizing the Constitution, telling, what was it, the Libyans?
No, she told
don't
Egypt.
Adopt ours.
No,
she use our Constitution.
I would not look to the U.S. Constitution if I were drafting a Constitution in the year 2012.
And meanwhile, everything Obama has been done without regard to the Constitution, i.e. Obamacare.
Yeah, pretty amazing. All right, I call you a one-woman super duper Romney super PAC wrecking crew. I mean, you have been out there strongly advocating for Governor Romney.
Yes.
And putting all of that aside, do you think he's got it? Do you think he has it? Do you think this is locked?
I hope so. I think he's our strongest candidate. I think of the 4 remaining, he's the most conservative, as I said before, more conservative than any of the candidates running other than Michelle Bachmann, particularly on the most important issue facing the country, which is illegal immigration. And, you know, by and large, I think conservatives should be celebrating now. We've killed off the Rockefeller Republicans. In 2008, we had one candidate running who was pro-abortion. We had one candidate who opposed Clinton's impeachment. We had one candidate who wanted to shut down Guantanamo, voted against Bush's tax cuts, called waterboarding torture. Oh, and that's the one we ran. Right. We have killed off Rockefeller Republicans. Basically, all of them have conservative positions now. But I think Romney is appealing. He's gentlemanly. I think that's what you need from looking at how Reagan ran in 1980. And it's very, very hard to take out an incumbent president. The NFM, the non-Fox media, will take any bit of
non-Fox media.
Non-Fox media. It's not MSM because you guys have the biggest ratings in the business. It sounds like they're too little. So now it's non-Fox media, NFM. They take it, these small, any economic news that just isn't bad news. And, oh, look at him. The economy is coming. Bush created 2.2 million jobs. Obama has lost 500,000 jobs. And yet...
No, actually 1.6 million from the day he became president.
Is that right?
Yes. I'm glad I could help you. That's a column for you.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. Yes, I am.
Okay, in any event...
Did you know that Jesus wants to tax the rich? That's what Obama says. Now he's using class warfare and quoting Jesus in the process.
In any event, perhaps I was comparing a different set of numbers. But in any event, it is gaining versus loss. Bush had the dot-com bubble burst, 9/11, and you have, you know, Obama going to, well, there was an earthquake in Japan. We couldn't get past it. The lowest unemployment numbers were the day Obama took office. He drove them through the roof. Now they're almost as low as they were the day he took office, and that's supposed to be a huge success.
Can you imagine the $5 trillion will accumulate in Obama debt, and maybe even $6 trillion by the time his 4 years are done? Could you imagine if we just started cutting checks to the poorest of Americans and we just used half of it?
Right.
We'd be better off. They would have spent the money. The economy would have created jobs, and we wouldn't have the burden.
Well, it would suppress the work ethic, but yes.
Well, it would temporarily. But say, how about we pay for their school? How about you pay for people to get a degree if we're going to spend all that money and get something out of it?
That makes people stupider, especially if the degree is in education. But what we could do is repeal Obamacare, not keep engaging in this crony capitalism and, money for Solyndra. These are the jobs Obama creates, money for his friends. He vetoes the Keystone pipeline, and that'll give a lot of business to Warren Buffett. So if you're a friend of Obama, you're doing pretty well right now. If you're not a friend of Obama, if you're one of the 300 million who are not personal friends with a Democrat, you're not doing so well.
Are you confident that Obama will be beaten?
No.
You see strength. You're not confident.
No,
Neither am I.
I think Republicans need to understand it is very hard to take out an incumbent president, especially an attractive one, especially the first black president, especially a president that the NFM is in love with.
Yeah, Obama mania media.
Right, and taking all that into account, I mean, that's why I think Romney should take Christie as his vice presidential choice, as I suggested.
You're upset. No, Rubio.
I'd like that, too. But Christie, that's a once-in-a-generation
Listen, I love Christie, but the difference is I don't see Christie as second to anybody. I mean, Christie is...
That's part of the reason I like him as the vice presidential choice.
No, but I mean, I think Christie will have his time, but I think Marco Rubio, Florida, I just think he's a rock star. I mean, he sounds like Reagan to me.
I would say you should be having this argument with Romney, but I really think you should be having the argument with me.
Is Governor Romney aware of all your support?
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking.
You know perfectly well he is.
Well, I know, but I want you to tell the story. I'm teeing it up for you, for crying out loud. Can't you follow along?
Yes, I always feel like when I'm on radio with you, I'm having a private conversation. So as I told your 20 million listeners in a private conversation, I went up to him at a fundraiser a few weeks ago, Mitt Romney, hopefully our future president, and said, you owe me, and you better be as right-wing a president as I'm telling everyone.
And you really did say that, too. For those
yes, I did.
She said it. I believe her.
And he does owe me.
And what did he say to you?
I'm the first March Hare right-winger to really come out in favor of
All right,
Romney.
and what did he say?
He laughed and he said, don't worry, something to that effect. And then I moved on to my suggestion on his vice presidential nominee.
Which is your love.
Oh, and...
you stole his inhaler, so a guy can't breathe at this point.
Stole Christie's inhaler.
Did you give it back?
I canceled his credit card and killed his pets. And still he won't run for president.
All right, Coulter, it's great to see you. You're always fun.
Good to see you.
Coming up next from Political...